Have you ever wondered if superpowers were real? I mean, not just in the movies, but actually out there in the world. Today we're going to dive into some pretty wild viral videos that claim to show exactly that. Real people doing things that should be totally impossible. We're talking lifting cars with one hand, walking on water, all sorts of crazy stuff. We're going to look at the evidence.
I know. It sounds like something straight out of a comic book, right? But seriously, what if there's actual video footage out there that just completely shatters everything we think we know about human limits? That's the rabbit hole we're going down today.
Okay, let's get right into it. The material we're pulling from is this whole collection of viral clips, and each one shows something extraordinary. So we're going to break them down one by one and really try to figure out what these videos are claiming to have captured.
First up, we're looking at maybe the most straightforward kind of superpower you can imagine. Just raw physical strength that seems to laugh in the face of physics.
So our first piece of evidence comes from a tourist who is just taking a late-night walk in Lisbon, Portugal. And what they ended up recording is, honestly, it's just baffling. And get this, we're not talking about them just pushing a car. No. The footage shows two guys literally carrying it, and each one is using only a single hand. The source even describes it like they were carrying a toy. I mean, come on, how is that even remotely possible?
All right, from incredible strength on land, our next clip takes us out to sea. This was filmed off the coast of California by a fisherman who caught something that, frankly, just shouldn't be happening.
So just imagine this for a second. You're out on your boat, fishing, you're miles from the shore, and you see a guy. He's got a bag over his shoulder, and he's just walking on the water, like he's taking a stroll through a park. The fisherman who filmed it was, as you can imagine, completely floored.
Our final feat of impossible strength comes from a construction site over in Iraq. So a big delivery truck was blocking the way. But instead of, waiting to find the driver, one of the workers just decides to handle it himself with his bare hands.
Yeah, 20 tons. That's the estimated weight of this truck. And the video shows this one guy grabbing onto this massive vehicle and just pushing it aside. Now, to put that into perspective, the source points out it would probably take 15 to 20 people working together just to get that thing to budge. But he does it all by himself. It's just an unbelievable display of power. Okay, so we've seen some absolutely mind-blowing physical feats. But what about the powers that aren't about muscle? Now we're going to shift gears and look at the power of the mind itself and its supposed ability to control the physical world.
Our first example here comes from a monk in Nepal. The footage we have shows him demonstrating a really quiet, really subtle, but no less incredible power.
So watch this. He never even touches the water. He just makes these gestures with his hands over a tub, and the water starts to swirl all on its own. And then, the second his hands stop moving, the water goes completely still again. It's this quiet, amazing display of what looks for all the world like hydrokinesis.
Now this next case, this is a power straight out of a superhero movie. Let me introduce you to Yang, a fitness trainer from China who can apparently start fires with nothing but his own body.
There's this viral video that shows him just holding a piece of paper in his hands, and after a few seconds, poof, it just bursts into flames. Now the source material claims that doctors who actually examined him said his body produces this insane amount of heat and energy, so much that it can literally cause things to combust. Pyrokinesis caught on camera? Wild.
All right, our last case of mind over matter was filmed in secret by a student in a library in South Korea. They saw this kid studying, and, well, he was studying in a very strange way. So the video shows this boy turning the pages of his book just by sort of twitching his fingers from a few inches away. He's not touching it at all. But here's the twist. As soon as he realizes he's being filmed, he shoots this really angry glare at the camera. Now, the source makes a good point. A lot of people who've seen this are really skeptical. They say the video just looks too perfect and think it's probably just a clever trick to go viral.
Okay, so we've seen super strength, we've seen powers of the mind, but this last batch of clips, these are honestly the strangest of them all. We're not just talking about people breaking the laws of physics anymore. These clips look like people are breaking reality itself.
So the source just unloads this series of completely bizarre clips. First, you've got footage from an airplane that seems to show two figures, and they have shadows, just standing on the clouds. Next, there's park CCTV that captures a man who literally materializes out of thin air, walks around a bit, and then vanishes again. And apparently, that footage was investigated and deemed authentic. Then there's a guy who just casually walks through a solid metal gate right in front of a witness who understandably freaks out. And finally, you see a woman walking down the street, and for a split second, her entire head just completely disappears.
And this, right here, this is the big problem with all these clips, isn't it? Are these just camera glitches? Are they really well-done hoaxes? Or is this footage actually capturing something else? Something like glitches in the Matrix?
So after looking at all of this bizarre footage, where does that leave us? We've got this collection of truly extraordinary claims, all captured on these grainy, viral videos that race around the internet.
I mean, just think about the range here. Super strength, teleportation, walking through walls, walking on water. The powers we've supposedly seen are just incredible. And every single case just forces you to ask, could what I'm seeing possibly be real? Some people even think that teleporter guy might be a time traveler. It's a lot to process.
You know, what's interesting is that throughout its whole analysis, the source material never says this is real or this is fake. Instead, it just keeps turning the question back to the viewers, to you. It just presents the evidence and asks point blank, what do you think is going on here?
And that's really where we're left. It's a choice. It's so easy to just dismiss all of these clips as fakes or camera glitches. It's the simplest explanation. But what if just one of them is real? What would that mean about the world we think we know? And that's the question this footage leaves us with. So what do you choose to believe?